Imagine having millions of people under your control and the ability to do anything you want. You might be the most powerful person on the planet. But with this, brilliance also come ongoing threats, conflicts, illnesses, betrayals, and a tremendous deal of rejection. You may feel like you're treading carefully and find it hard to comprehend why the other person isn't responding, but that doesn't mean you have to give up and let her win. How can you make things different and make the most of that rejection? You have to understand how to employ reverse psychology to make someone regret their choice when they choose to ignore you. I'll go over the key takeaways from Stoicism on how to turn rejection to your advantage. Now let's get going. Ignore her too. 1. Ignore her approach to respond to someone who ignores you is to ignore them as well. Despite its seeming counterintuitiveness, this can sometimes work most of the time. Use this difficulty as a chance for personal development. It's not only something you have to put up with when someone ignores you. Instead of dwelling on their apathy, this is your opportunity to shine with patience and wisdom as you set off on a path of self-awareness and emotional fortitude. Consider your principles, pay attention to what you do, and accept emotional autonomy. Gaining attention in a pointless game is not the goal. It has to do with developing the skills of self-control and inner serenity. Keep in mind that you are the playwright in the theater of life. Tell your story with grace, tenacity, and discernment. Let's use this opportunity to take a step towards being more stoic and powerful. Don't react emotionally. Don't react emotionally might be challenging to remain emotionally neutral when a man or woman ignores you, but being imposed is the best course of action in this circumstance. The Stoic method of handling these circumstances highlights how crucial it is to remain composed and emotionally strong in the event that you experience. Disregard, Stoicism, suggests that one should contemplate inward rather than respond emotionally, that calmness is vital, and that developing knowledge is key. Pay attention to your own awareness, and act with grace and decency. For instance, Stoic wisdom advises remaining kind and courteous. Even when you are ignored, you can inquire about the person's well-being and ask if they would want to converse. But don't feel compelled to or seek approval from them if they still don't care. Maintain your composure and make the right decision. Don't let their acts make you angry or show weakness. Instead, concentrate on how strong and confident you are. You should also understand that your ideals and self-perception shouldn't be affected by the actions of others. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is under our control, our actions and attitudes, and to accept what we cannot control, such as the actions of others. This reflects Stoic ideals of wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance in interactions. Remove her from your mind. Remove her from your mind. One course of action to stop thinking about a woman who ignores you. This entails turning your attention away from her and onto yourself. Change your attention from her to yourself. First, make a list of your objectives and take proactive steps to meet them. Start a new project or pick up a new hobby, plan activities, and spend quality time with your loved ones. You will soon come to the realization that the woman who is ignoring you is unimportant. If you set aside some time to think about how you might better yourself, this will help you adopt a positive outlook and divert your attention from her lack of interest. Demonstrate your value. When demonstrating your value ignored, it can be difficult to know what to do. Showing off your worth and showcasing your charisma, wit, and knowledge is one approach to reply. Stoic philosophy says that you should use times when you feel unappreciated as a chance to concentrate on proving your worth by virtue of your character and moral conduct. Stoicism recommends demonstrating your worth with knowledge, generosity, and integrity, rather than focusing only on brilliance or humor to combat feelings of being ignored in a conversation. For instance, focus on being true to yourself and showcasing your strengths in line with Stoic values of self-improvement and respect for others by demonstrating that you can remain composed and respectful regardless of others' attention or recognition. Instead of looking for validation or a particular response from the other person, engage in constructive dialogue by humbly sharing your knowledge, responding with respect. The Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of character and individual deeds that demonstrate discernment and restraint. This strategy may be more fulfilling for you personally and have a more profound effect on other people. Cut off contact. Cut off. Contact. The best course of action when a woman ignores you is to break off communication. This entails cutting off all contact with her via phone calls, texts, and other channels in order to stay away from her. Additionally, if at all possible, for instance, abruptly stop replying to her texts and stop sending messages. If she doesn't answer your calls, give up trying to get in touch with her. If you two are in the same social circle, don't even look each other in the eye, proving her wrong. It's prove her wrong. Difficult to know how to react when a woman ignores you. Another course of action would be to disprove her assumptions about you and demonstrate to your greater potential. For instance, show her that you are knowledgeable about a subject she finds difficult and surprise her with a joke or an unexpected anecdote. If she believes you are not intelligent enough to grasp it, show her that you're not the one being disregarded and that you have more to offer. If she finds you dull, it doesn't bother you. If she continues to ignore you, rather concentrate on your own development. Go out and have fun. Ignoring, go out and have fun the situation, and going out and having fun might be a great approach to clear your mind and concentrate on yourself, to keep yourself in a good mood and to remember your worth. Start by doing something you enjoy, like going to the movies, playing sports, or just taking a stroll in the park. Invite your friends along. If you're still depressed, consider venturing to a new eerie or event to shake things up and make new friends. Build your social status. Increasing build your social status. Social standing is a route to personal growth and community involvement, rather than a way to impress people in circumstances, such as being disregarded for these purposes alone. Stoicism advises concentrating on community involvement and self-improvement exercise. Hobbies, picking up new skills, developing your profession, volunteering, and networking are all excellent methods to build character and give back to the community. Talk about your experiences and passions. In an honest way, the goal is to really connect with people and communities that share your interests, rather than gaining attention. This strategy is consistent with Stoic principles of self-improvement, service to the public good, and building deep connections based on respect and common interests. Therefore, don't only use social status building as a tactic to make yourself appear more desirable to others. Instead, use it to advance and positively impact society. Act as if she, society. Act as if she doesn't exist. Acting as though they don't exist. Acting as though they don't exist is another approach to act towards someone who ignores you. This entails looking for someone else to talk to instead than striking up a conversation or maintaining eye contact. For instance, strike up a discussion with someone else at the party instead of ignoring the woman. If you must speak with her, do not bring up personal subjects that can provoke an argument. Instead, keep the conversation professional. If she doesn't answer, just walk away without saying anything. Recall that it's simpler to let go of the past than to attempt to control an uncontrollable circumstance. Give her the silent treatment. Give her the silent treatment. The silent treatment by being silent is another way to reply. You're letting her know that you won't take anything from her rather than employing silence as a means of eliciting a response or establishing a point. Stoicism reinterprets the notion of providing silent therapy. Silence is encouraged by Stoicism as a tool for introspection and emotional control. When forced to provide the tacit apology, during that period, Stoicism advises reflecting on your feelings and thoughts and coming to a calm, clear understanding of them. It highlights the significance of reacting or not in a manner consistent with one's own values and integrity, as opposed to using this as a tactic to change the other person's behavior. This strategy steers clear of actions that can be interpreted as vindictive or manipulative, and instead encourages inner serenity and self-control in accordance with Stoic principles. Consequently, if you decide not to reply, do so. as a self-improvement exercise rather than as a means of exerting pressure on the other individual. This is an example of temperance and stoic knowledge that centers on behavior and personal development. Don't beg for, don't ask for attention. Attention when ignored, don't ask for favors instead in accordance with stoic ideals. Give her the impression that she is losing something, rather than looking for ways to make others feel as though they are losing something, or showing off how confident you are by making disparaging remarks. The response to instances where someone is neglected should be on personal full fulfillment and emotional independence. Stoicism suggests preserving dignity and self-respect by being self-assured and independent rather than trying to change other people's opinions. However, encouragement is often to find fulfillment in one's activities and interests, staying loyal to one's personal principles and engaging with others genuinely without the need for external validation, all of which serve as reflections of one's worth and stability. Hence, focus on boosting your self-confidence and taking pride in your accomplishments rather than pleading for attention or attempting to convey that someone is losing something. This embodies the stoic virtues of discernment, restraint, and an emphasis on one's own abilities, attitudes, and deeds. Be kind, but don't take it personally. Emotionally distant, don't take it personally, or vent to someone who ignores you. In instances where you are being neglected, it is important to respond with keenness while keeping a healthy emotional distance. This highlights the stoic discipline of maintaining composure and not taking things personally. It is advisable to show the person you appreciate them by wishing them a good day, or just saying hello. However, encouragement to exhibit emotional detachment is offered without expecting anything in return. This is not a sign of apathy, but rather of inner serenity and self-sufficiency. This approach aligns with Stoic principles of focusing on what can be controlled, personal responses, and emotions, and accepting what is beyond control, such as the actions of others. Don't let her see that. Conclusion: you're struggling when you are not given any attention. The worst thing you can do is admit that you are having trouble. Instead, maintain your composure and carry on as if nothing had happened. Remaining composed and confident is the proper response to instances where you are being ignored. It's best to move on with your life, demonstrating that your identity is unaffected by the attitude of another person while remaining composed and self-assured. Stoicism places a strong emphasis on maintaining one's inner stability and self-assurance, advocating for civilized and courteous conduct in all social situations, avoidance of hostility or conflict in our quest to understand intentions and real relationships. This method is based on the Stoic values of emotional resilience, wisdom, and integrity. It advocates for a response that shows internal strength and stability rather than outwardly responding to external circumstances, and shows that your security and confidence are based on your character rather than on the recognition or actions of others. So ditch the desperation tactics and start living your best life. The right person will notice, and the rest is history. Thanks for watching.